All right. So now we're doing 8Q heads and legs. It's by Aces of Glory. 88% of the people like it. All right. The description, everybody has probably heard of the animal heads and legs problems from their earlier years at school. It goes, a farm contains chickens and cows. There are X heads and Y legs. How many chickens and cows are there? Where X is less than or equal to 1,000 and Y is less than or equal to 1,000. The task is, assuming there are no other types of animals, work out how many of each animal there are. So with this, we're doing an array list. If either the heads or legs are negative, the result of the calculation is negative, or the calculation is a float. Return no solutions, no valid cases, or -1 in COBOL. In the form, here's what they want it to look like. It's going to come in heads, legs, like that, and then the answer is going to be 48-20. It's going to be 44-28 chickens and cows. And if there's an odd number, it's going to be no solutions by default. All right, and however, if 8 heads and 0 legs are given, always return 0, 0, since 0 heads must give 0 animals. There are many different ways to solve this, but they all give the same answer. You will only be giving integer types, however, negative values, edge cases, will be given. Happy coding. All right. So we're going to have to do some algebra with this, along with our coding stuff. So let me set up a little algebra practice land right here. And also we're going to use, in this one, we're going to use this .test, which is regexp.prototype.test. The test method executes a search for a match between a regular expression and a specified string. Return true or false. JavaScript regex objects are stateful when they have the global or sticky flag set. For example, foo or foo-y. I don't know what y is. We'll figure that out later. They store last index from the previous match. Using this internally, test can be used to iterate over multiple matches in a string of text with capture groups. So basically, what I think this is saying is that test, when you do .test, it'll iterate through a string or an array and check and see if it's there. So it's checking for foo. Hey, no, here's regex. That's not regex. I don't understand this either. Anyway, so it's looking for foo. And anyway, it tests it, and if it's there, it figures it out. We're going to use some regex over here, some regular expressions. Like I said in the earlier videos, this is really deep, so I'm just going to do it, and you can check out any regular expression page to figure out what they are. We're also going to be using template literals by using these backticks. And these this little format right here. Template literals are delimited with backticks, like I said, allowing for multi-line strings or string interpolation with embedded expressions, and for special constructs called tagged templates. Template literals are sometimes informally called template strings because they are used most commonly for string interpolation. To create strings by doing substitution of placeholders. However, a tag template literal may not result in a string. It can be used with a custom tag function to perform whatever operations you want on the different parts of the template literal. Okay, I got lost somewhere up there, but you know, you just put it in there in between here and you can make like a string with functions in it. And we're also going to be using these symbols right here, because and therefore, during the while I type out the algebra for this, because this is going to take a long time. So what we know now is cows. Well, first we know what heads is, right? So heads is going to equal, what is heads going to equal? The chickens and cows, right? So because they've all got one head each, right? So we're going to say chickens plus cows, right? So therefore, let's go get the old therefore symbol. C. And therefore, cows, no, excuse me, chickens, it's easier to do chickens, trust me, equals cows, no, equals heads minus cows, naturally. All right? And so, legs is going to equal 2 chickens, because each chicken has 2 legs, plus 4 cows, because each cow has 4 legs. All right, so now we're going to do a little bit of good old substitution. So let's do some of this action. All right, so that means 2 times, what's chicken equal? Heads minus cows. 2 times heads minus cows plus 4, plus 4 cows. Oops, don't forget the equal sign. All right, so that equals 2 heads minus 2 cows plus 4 cows, which equals 2 heads, and since we're going to subtract these 2 cows from these 4 cows, plus 2 cows. All right, and so because we have that, therefore, let's get the old therefore again. I guess I can just do a therefore right there. 2 cows, right there, 2 cows. We're going to have to subtract heads from both sides, equals legs minus 2 heads, right? Therefore, again, here's the main therefore, cows, since we have to divide each side by 2, equals legs divided by 2, because we're dividing legs by 2, and we're also dividing heads by 2, so it just equals regular 1 head. Heads. There we go. So now we know that cows equals this and chickens equals that. So we can come up here and we can say const, ooh, yay, some real coding, right? Const cows, I'm going to do cows first, equals legs, which is right there, divided by 2, minus heads, which is this argument right here. Okay, and now we want to do const, what was it, chickens, which equals heads minus cows. Just pull this one, bring it up here. Heads minus cows, which is right there. Now we get to the next part, which is return something. We're going to do a nice little one-liner out of this. We're going to do some regex. So let's start with some regex right here. First, we're going to get rid of the periods because they want no floats. They want the floats to be gone. No floats. They don't want any decimal points. And so you'd use this backspace. I think that's a backspace. Backslash, I should say. Use backslash, period, and then you're also going to use that the little straight line, the straight vertical line above the backslash when you push shift, and then we're also going to say that means or, and then minus sign, and then we're going to put G because that means global, which means the whole. It's going to look through the whole thing. All right, so like I said, this anything between these two regular slashes, and then you'd use this backslash like a, you know, to make sure it knows it's not like a period for a decimal. Like, anyway, whatever. Or, so they were making sure there's no decimals, or, what is this? A dash. And so, because that's for the negatives, because we also don't want negatives. Okay. Anyway, dot test, which we went over earlier, and we're going to put heads. Actually, we're going to use a little regular a little, whatever this crap's called, template literals. Oh, I hate knowing these names. And then we're going to do the old template literal template thing. And then we're going to do it twice. And then we're going to put in it chickens. And the other one, we're going to put cows. And what else do we have to do? Oh, if that's the case, so if that is the case, we're going to say no solutions right here. No solutions. And if not, we're going to say brackets with chickens, comma, cows. Let's see if this works. Cross your fingers, because that was a lot of work. All right. Let's see if it works for real. And it worked. Awesome. So, there we go. Submitted. Did I like it? It was difficult, but not difficult, but I haven't been in algebra in forever, so it was a pain. Look, the only person here, and I think that's the best practice. All right. All right, so thanks, Aces of Glory, and we'll see you next time.